Well, as the world's best-selling trusted germ protection soap, Lifebuoy is committed to hygiene education to prevent the spread of diseases like diarrhea and pneumonia that claim the lives of 1.4 million children under the age of 5 each year. Now, we are crossing over to Thabiso in Hammanskraal outside of Pretoria to find out more.
That's right, team. We are coming to you live from Hammanskraal at St. Camilla's Primary School with the team from Lifebuoy. They are here celebrating, educating the 700,000th South African school child about hygiene and hand washing. And standing right next to me here is Casey Lee, who is the brand manager of Lifebuoy. Casey Lee, this is such an important thing that we're doing here today, educating school children about hygiene and hand washing on Global Hand Washing Day. Why are we here with Lifebuoy?
Hello Thabiso, thank you so much. We are super excited to be here today at St. Camilla's Primary School. We are celebrating the 10th Global Hand Washing Day here in South Africa. And really we're here to celebrate hand washing and the importance thereof with Lifebuoy.
Well, not only have you educated the children today about the importance of hygiene and washing their hands, but you've also left them with something quite special. What have you left them here with?
So today we are leaving them with some permanent wash stations around the school, and the reason for that is it's important to help them reinforce the habit of hand washing. So we're super excited to be handing those over to them today.
Well, it goes without saying that hygiene is, incredibly important. But how important is hand washing and teaching children from a young age?
So I'm not sure if every South African knows that pneumonia and diarrhea are very, very big diseases that children face under the age of 5, and the simple act of hand washing can eradicate these diseases. And so that's why it's really, really important that we teach this message, especially to children under 5, and it's important for everyone, but especially that age group.
Casey Lee, what an important and really exciting initiative you've got here in partnership with the Department of Basic Education. I mean, I know that you have been working quite closely with them on their National Schools Hygiene and Sanitation Program. But I'm here all morning and we're going to be catching up with Casey Lee and everybody else, so stay tuned on your Feel Good Breakfast show.
Well, that's so right. We're going to be catching up with Thabiso a little bit later on as we celebrate Global Hand Washing Day.
That's right, team. In studio, we're coming to you live right now in Hammanskraal at the St. Camilla's Primary School. It's the 700,000th South African school child who's being educated around hygiene and washing their hands as we celebrate today Global Hand Washing Day. Now, with me right here is Bruno Witvoet, who is the president of Unilever South Africa, as well as from the Department of Basic Education, Mr. Ncube. Now, I'll start with you, Bruno. What you are doing here is an absolutely important thing. I mean, we know that the young ones, they're the most vulnerable to diseases and all the different conditions that can be spread through not washing your hands. But what is the importance of hand washing in hygiene?
Well, it's absolutely crucial because we know that hand washing can prevent many diseases like cholera, for example, or the Ebola outbreak. So I think by a very simple gesture every day, before eating, before bathing and after going to the toilets, of course, it's very important that these very simple gestures can dramatically improve and prevent the increase of some diseases. And that's why Lifebuoy is very happy to partner today with the Ministry of Primary Education here in this school because, as you know, we've launched last year a national program.
Well, Mr. Ncube, what does a partnership like this with Unilever mean for the Department of Basic Education in your efforts to promote hygiene at this level with school children?
First of all, I must indicate that in terms of the basic education, we have to support the implementation of curriculum. One of the things what we have got to do is to ensure that our learners are healthy. We have got what we call school health program in our schools, and therefore the program that we have on washing of hands by learners is ensuring that hygiene it becomes the utmost issue. And when we talk about hygiene, is to ensure that our learners, as they wash their hands from time to time, before and after eating, germs that are flowing all over the place must be taken away before these learners can eat. In most of our schools, we have got what we call the National Schools Nutrition Program, where learners are being fed, and more especially those that are in quintile 1, 2, and 3 schools. And if they can't wash their hands before they eat, indeed, their health might not be in the proper hands. It's important that they wash their hands. As I say, it's not just about washing of their hands. It's context in the whole school's integrated school health program, which was launched around 2011. And therefore, it's important that from time to time we have got healthy kids so that they can be able to learn in a good environment and proper learning performance can be enhanced out of that.
Mr. Witfoot, how is hand washing the most effective way of preventing diseases, especially with the children at this age?
I think this is the idea of talking to children at a very young age. This partnership with the government is regarding grade 1 at school, trying to reach around 700,000 kids every year. That's a long-term partnership that we are doing. And Lifebuoy, because of its nature, a soap that kills the germs, helps to drive good hygiene practices. And today you will see, I hope you will have the opportunity to film some kids teaching us how to properly wash our hands. Because even as adults, I must say, we tend to forget. And very important that you need to teach the good habits at a very young age. But at teenager, it's probably already too late. And that's why we've chosen grade 1. These schools, 1,153 kids today, are going to be taught how to properly wash their hands. And by the way, another very important element, because today is International Hand Washing Day, and that's why we're making that celebration. But it's also the hygiene of your teeth. Do you know that 50% of the kids are missing schools just because they have toothache? Now, by a proper hygiene of your teeth, whatever brand you can use, like Mentadone, for example, which is part of this national school hygiene program also, you can dramatically improve the health of the kids, but more so, make them come to school every day, which I think that's the target of any schooling program that you must have in any country.
Absolutely. Now, Mr. Mpofu, a partnership like this is an important one to have because Bruno mentions that this prevents a lot of the absenteeisms that take place in school. But for the Department of Basic Education, what does it mean at a primary school level to have a partnership like this driving the hygiene conversation?
We always maintain that education is a societal issue. It's not only bound or confined in a school environment. We are saying for us to be able to advance education, we need partners. And partners like Unilever, Lifebuoy in particular, enhances this partnership. Remember, when you teach a kid good habits at a very early age, these kids are also our ambassadors. Because when they get home, they teach parents the very same habits that they've been taught. And therefore, as those are their ambassadors, they ensure also that the community takes these issues into very good consideration. Because we always say schools must be centers of excellence.
That's right.
And therefore, if you teach these kids at a very young age, it means that you are teaching the nation. It's just like teaching a woman. It's teaching a nation. These kids would always even reprimand their parents.
That's right. You are right. There is so much we can talk around that because there's a lot that the learning that takes place here that then goes to the households. But you know what? Something as simple as getting your hands washed and making sure that you keep clean hygiene and hand washing going is just as very important in making sure that we combat the many diseases and conditions that fly about in the schools. We're still hanging out with the Lifebuoy team here at St. Camilla's Primary School in Hammanskraal. Back to you in studio.